Okay.
All right. Well, good morning or good afternoon where you are. Good evening.
Yeah, good afternoon is fine.
Yeah. It's probably it's 9 o'clock here. So that's 5 o'clock your time.
Exactly, yes.
Okay, great. And we can hear each other and we're live. And so here we are. So welcome to Roaring with Lions or Alive to Roar, depending on where you're listening and watching from today. We're streaming live to Facebook right now. And we have a guest from Cairo, Egypt. I'm so excited you're here, and I am not going to mess up your name. So I want you to introduce yourself, if you would, please.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm so excited to be here and talking to all of you. I'm so honored and pleased. My name is Nour Ngem, with an Arabic R, not an American R. Nour Ngem. I am so honored to be talking to LS today, and thank you so much for hosting me here.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Now, there's a couple of things I would like to talk about with you, and you can talk about whatever else you want to add to it. But I know you've got the book that you've co-authored in. It's an anthology book, I believe 30 authors in it. And you also teach language. And so let's kind of talk about the book a little bit, what it's about, what its purpose is, and why did you decide to write one of the chapters for it?
Mhm. The book is called, first of all, Get Up, God is Not Done With You Yet. It's a collaboration with 30 authors from all over the globe. The book is also introduced by Liz Brown and is planned to be a bestseller on Amazon.com when it's published, perhaps in October or by the beginning of next year. I more than happily chose to participate in the book because it was a huge opportunity for me to work on an international level and engage on a very professional level with uh, professionals and writers from all over the globe. My participation in the book is about my own experience, about my life, about my own heart. That is how I experienced life. That is how I see it, and that is what I wanted to give other people. That is what you need to do if you are in a living in similar circumstances like myself. We all have difficulties, we have obstacles, we have a lot of things to deal at the same time. Sometimes life does not smile at us, but give us the other face. But we cannot just give up and, like say, that's it, I'm done. No, you need to stand up, you need to stand firm and know your worth, and then dig deeply in yourself and find what you are here for, what your message is, and then start to deliver on that. You cannot just say, okay, I'm done, I am defeated, it's over. No, like there are sometimes you have no choice, you have nobody to support, you have nowhere to go but yourself. And then my expression is yourself is enough. You are more than enough to gain success and be up again on your feet. It is not like your job is not an expression of yourself. Your money is not an expression of yourself. Your success is your own success, and you can make it. Sometimes, it's more than a challenge, like to face yourself and look yourself in the face and say, I can do this by myself. It is so frightening. And then at a certain moment, when there is nobody around, when you have no support, when there's nothing that you can go back on or depend on, and then it's only yourself. It's a really difficult scene to be in front of yourself and see, okay, this is me alone in front of everything, and then I must go on, I must do it, I must stand up and prove I am here and I am a person in this world and I am going to succeed on my own. Of course, success cannot be done by one person, but you must have the initiative. You must be the leader in this process. It is your own project, it's your own life. So the title for my chapter was Success in an Unsupportive Environment, because that's exactly where I found myself. When Corona hit the world, I came with the people who were hit with the Corona as well. And suddenly I got the message, Noor, that's enough looking for jobs and working for other people and trying to achieve other people's dream. It's your mission now to achieve your dream and be your own self. And that was not said in a nice way or in a friendly way. It was said in the most shocking way and most unexpected. We're like, overnight, Noor, you must be ready to your journey. Now you start, and there is nowhere else to go. You imagine there is nowhere else literally to go. You must start. You have the knowledge, you have the experience, you have the self-preparation, and then you must start your own journey and your own brand and engage with the world as your own self, not as a representative or as an employee in another organization.
That's awesome. You know, that's the second time I've heard that today, that God didn't necessarily say it in a nice tone to someone else I was talking with, but you both took the challenge, you stepped forward. So for her, it took her about 6 months to do it. Did you do it right away, or was there a little bit of adjustment there?
There was a lot of adjustment. Like I had to progress my own project, like language learning step by step. Especially, I didn't have an image online. I didn't have any existence worldwide. The people didn't know about me. I'm just a beginner, like the other people did already have their groups and their websites, but I needed to build from zero. So I started on Facebook, starting my own Facebook group. Like I thought about the best thing I can do, and that is where my real interest in language teaching lies. That is exam-oriented writing. Exam-oriented writing is totally different from all writing genres. Like it is not like a novel, it is not like a newspaper article, it is not even a research paper. It's totally different. This is a type of condensed, let's say, professional writing. Like every pet and every piece of your writing must be calculated and must come at the right time and the right space. It cannot just be included. And the online and the available businesses and the available services, they do not provide this opportunity for learners worldwide. Like with writing, you need a
Well, we've lost him for a little bit, but I think
from
it's on
level
my
3 to level
go.
5. Yeah.
Oh, we're cutting out a little bit, but I think it's
Yeah.
because we've got a storm here today. So sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
That
Keep
is
talking.
totally fine.
Keep
Yeah,
talking
so
about that.
yes, with writing, you need a lot of practice, you need a lot of professional input, you need a lot of reviews and a lot of help from a professional. You cannot do that on your own. Like imagine someone who is learning to speak, and then I'm trying to learn to speak English, for example. I cannot do that on my own, and I cannot just go to a course and do like 2 sessions speaking, even the 2 hours speaking, and then I am fluent. This cannot happen. For writing, you need like, let's say 1 year or 2 years of intensive practice and intensive feedback to be able to improve your level. And that is not available online. Imagine someone from Egypt or someone from the Middle East or South Asia, and then like the one piece of writing costs online for feedback about $20. Like $20 is about like a quarter of my monthly salary. This is not achievable. You can imagine, like if I need, for example, per month to write 20 pieces or 30 pieces of writing, and then like 30 pieces per $20, that is a fortune. Like people cannot really afford it. And then my aim was to provide a platform where these learners, as long as they are willing to commit, as long as they were willing to put the hard work, to provide the platform where they can submit the writings and get a kind of basic fundamental professional feedback. So this is the areas you need to work on. These areas in your writing is good, and then we can build on from there. Like they can improve, and then the idea is that they can write as much as they want, as much as they need to write. It is not like with any course available online or face-to-face, you can maximum submit 2 pieces of writing, 1 piece of writing, and then you get feedback. Of course, like I cannot improve my style of writing with 1 feedback. That is not realistic. You get my point. So my idea was to as long as this is an important step in many people's life, because when people pass these exams, they can travel, they can go to their MA studies, they can continue their PhD studies. This is an important obstacle in their lives to overcome. And then like I decided, okay, I am here and I'm going to help with this obstacle, and I'm going to do everything I can do to facilitate and make this process achievable. I have been through this whole process and I have suffered a lot and I've worked a lot, and I am not willing that everyone willing to improve or change their lives to go through the same difficulties I've been through. Like this is my area, and this is where I really want to help the people. And as I said, writing cannot be developed overnight. This is a process. This is not a product.
That's awesome. I mean, you've taken what you've gone through and you want to make it better for other people. You want to make it easier for them so they don't have to go through the harsh struggles that you went through. I know right now you just have your Facebook page, and I've got that in the description for people to go to, but you're coming up with a web page and some other things. So I'm listening to you talking about making this new change in your life, big change, and going on. How is it you became a co-author in this book that you wrote? I mean, going from language and writing, how did you get into writing a chapter in a book?
Okay, like I engaged with professionals from all over the globe. Like I met people from Australia, the United Kingdom, the US, Asia, everybody. And then like the word always says you need to change your mindset, you need to change your skill set, and you need to change your network. There must be a professional network support for yourself. This is where you can improve. This is where you can extend and exchange your knowledge. So my idea as part of my online existence was to establish my YouTube channel. On my YouTube channel, I hosted like guests from all over the globe with different ideas, with awesome and groundbreaking ideas all over the globe. I like and I love their ideas and what they are doing. One of these awesome guests is Patricia Parnes, and she's an awesome person. And then she had this idea. She came up with the idea that, okay, now I have met people and I know all of these amazing people from all over the globe. And then I want to pass this experience and put it in one book. Like people who have had difficulties, people who have had a problem, people who have had an issue, and then managed to go through this difficulty and achieve a certain level of success and have been able to continue and not give in the face of the problem. I need you to give me your experience to write it. And then she manages all the process. Like she is so generous, and she publishes the book in her own publishing place, and she is responsible for all the book. Then we all, the authors, the 20 or 25 authors from all over the globe, we participated with our ideas, with our chapters. She managed the first editing, the second editing, and the publishing. And the book is also planned to go on Amazon.com. She is an awesome person, and I loved the opportunity. Like this was an amazing opportunity to express my ideas and put my heart out there to the world to see. And this is very, very challenging. You know. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is very challenging because like all of my life I've been living behind the scenes doing my job, and then go home and the day is over. But now your ideas, your mind, your life is completely out there in front of everybody. Everybody's going to read it and then look into how you think, what you do, and then perhaps they have their own questions and their own exclamations. Why did you decide to do it that way? Why do you think this way and not that way? I know it was difficult or it was easy. Like I had a similar situation and I did this and that. At once you are always open. You are always available 24 hours online somewhere, but you cannot hide anymore. Like I am here, I cannot hide from my difficulties, from my problems. I set the model from my end, and then I cannot hide anymore.
Yeah. That's actually one of the things I really like about being an entrepreneur. I'm pretty much open. I'm a WYSIWYG. What you see is what you get. There's nothing hidden behind me. There's no hidden agenda. I'm just out there and that's it. But I love those challenges because with every challenge you grow. You go further, you find a different way that works. Okay, you tried something, it didn't work. maybe it's kind of a bummer, but hey, you've got something that didn't work, but maybe you gain something from it that's going to make you get further ahead in a different direction. And I love it. You know, you've got a path, you've got a vision of where you want to go. You just need to make sure that you're still going towards that vision, even if you have to go. One of the illustrations I use is there's a big boulder in the path. What are you going to do? Are you going to just sit down and cry? Are you going to stand there and just stare at it? Maybe you need to just take a break. And it's like, okay, I can take a break for a little bit, and you know, something will come to my mind, you know, assess the situation, walk around it, climb up the hill, do something. Maybe there's another path you can take. You know, maybe you've got a stick of dynamite in your pocket you can put in there and blow the rock up and get it out of your way. But I love the challenges. I love being able to see what's next. You know, here's a new day. What's going to happen in this day? How am I going to conquer it? And for me, I've learned about journals. I never knew about journals, but writing everything. I have 5 journals I write in almost every day, but not every day. You know, I've got affirmations. I've got what's going on, place to just to pour all my thoughts out. You know, I got sticky notes everywhere. I put my sticky notes in a journal, and then I can go through them and reassess everything. So I love it that you're facing these challenges, and they're really tough. You know, I would say this year, there's probably been 4 major times when I was ready to just throw it all away. And I just said, that's it, it's enough. I took a break, I went and did something else. And, and then, you know, for me, I'm faith-based, so I pray about it. It's like at night, I was told every night, ask yourself a question, whether you're faith-based or not, ask yourself a question. What is the one thing you need to have answered? And you do that at night. You know, if you're praying about it, say, God, this is my question for it. You know, where do we go tomorrow? How do you guide me? You know, and it's, you wake up with a different way of looking. Somebody told me about perspective, learning how to change your perspective. Um, I'm going to do an illustration to show you. So we had a thing where you go one way to God, your fingers pointing up, your other fingers pointing down. I look at it as God pouring a blessing in that finger, and the others are like rivers on you. Okay, when you point it at somebody else like this, nobody likes to be pointed at. Well, you got 3 fingers pointing back at you. So I think of it as whatever you're pointing at somebody else, you're going to get a 3-fold back to you. Nobody wants that. The other thing is you point the finger at yourself. You know, you're changing perspective of where this is going. When you're pointing at yourself, your fingers are pointing at your arm, everything's pointing at your body. Stop doing that. You don't need to point anything out. It is what it is. You know, look at the positive side, change the perspective. You know, you may think you're going one direction, but maybe you need to change it just a little bit. What comes to mind right now is if you're off 1 degree when you're on a ship, you know, you're heading straight, but if you're off just 1 degree, you're going to end up clear over in another direction, not where you need to be to, like if it's Coast Guard rescuing somebody or something. So, you know, maybe you've seen things like this too. Maybe that's part of your process.
Exactly. And one important element here is like we must avoid giving reactions to our insecurities. Like everyone, especially me, has main insecurities and has main issues. Like I've always seen the job as a matter, a space of security for me. Like it is as a place where I belong, a place that expresses me, a place that is I can express myself. I belong to the world. I give to the world. That is how I felt safe. So I saw a job as a part of my identity, and that was wrong. Like a job. Can you hear me, Les?
Yep, there you go.
Can you hear me now clearly?
Yes, I can. Okay, so you've got a job, but the job is not your identity.
Exactly. Yes, the job is something you do, and you can do it on different levels in different ways. And sometimes if you push yourself hard enough, you can do more than one job and do more than one thing. Like I used to be a language trainer. Now I want to be an entrepreneur and start my own website. I am a writer. And in the future, hopefully I will be a best-selling writer as well, you know. So my idea, my idea is that a job is something you do. It is not a part of yourself, and it is not an expression of yourself. what you need to really understand, and what you need to know is to dig hard inside yourself and find exactly what you can do, what you can give to the world. This is your mission, this is your identity, but it is not a job. A job can go and come. Like I
A
have
job
worked a
is a
lot with the,
resource. It's
yeah,
a tool. It's a
exactly.
revenue, you know.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, it's so important in life, and all people need jobs. But it is not like, this is not the end of the world for yourself. This is not basically what you are here for. Like, I used to teach English, and English has always been everything in my life. But with Corona and with more free time, then I started learning German, and now I can speak German quite fluently. So I am quite planning to also incorporate German into what I'm doing. So what I'm saying is that a job is only a part of what you are doing. And if it's a part of your insecurity, you need to overcome and deal with your insecurity, not with a job. If your insecurity is about, you do not, you want to reflect your image better to the world, you want to reflect your image in a different way to the world, then work on your insecurity and heal it. Find a solution, find the real resolution for it, but don't always run to where you think the solution is. No, no, try to find where the real solution is and work for it and achieve it. Then you will find and you will feel a lot of self-satisfaction, a lot of self-worth. You are satisfied with yourself. You are not running after a job. You are not afraid to leave a job and move to another. You are working for what makes you happy and for what makes your worth higher and higher for the world. That is what I mean. If your insecurity is with the relationships with other people, do not run from a relationship to the other, and then people mishandle you and misrespect you because you deal with them from a more like a need point of view rather than a partnership point of view. Go to the real situation, handle it, treat it, heal out of it, and then find the real self-worth in this situation, and find the real respect for yourself. Find the real solution always, but don't like run in front of your insecurities and try to just cover it for the time being. Give yourself some kind of medicament or something to neutralize the pain, and then you continue with the same ailment. No, it's to take a stand with yourself. Take a deep understanding of what you really want, what yourself is calling you to do, and then take action. Taking action is really, really important. We all people dream about what, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to travel, I want to be famous, I want to write a book, but they only dream. And then by the end of the day, everything is gone. But no, like you have found where you need to work, then take steps, write them down, take action, go to a course, visit a therapist, do something, go to the gym, but take an action. Don't stop there.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Came to mind that's I heard someone say this year, there is a place that is full of dreams and visions that people had. It's called a cemetery. It's like, don't let your dreams and visions go there. It's like, and those are all gone. You can't get somebody else's dream or vision. So whatever you've got, don't be afraid to go for it. And remember, take it one step at a time. You can, think of a centipede. A centipede can only take one step. If they try to make all the legs go at once, they're going to get all jumbled up. Same goes for us, one step at a time. And maybe someone is just two steps ahead of you, but they're there to help you. If someone's two steps behind me, I can at least get them up those two steps and go from there. So yeah, don't expect it all. That was part of my frustration earlier this year. It's like I see all these, the comparison gap. Don't do that. But I saw everybody else getting where they were at. Well, I come to find out most of them have been at it for a year or 2 years. I'm just starting out. So I've got a lot to learn. I've got a lot to learn about what it is to conduct a business, to find out who I really am, because I've been somebody's mother, somebody's wife, somebody's, co-worker, somebody's employee. I've always been somebody something. Now it's time for me to be me. And sometimes it's scary to find out who you are because you're not sure, but it's wonderful. I love the adventure. I love the journey. I,
It
I
is
never
so.
would have I never would have thought of me being a podcaster ever, because I'm so shy, but I love this. I get to meet you. I mean, you're in Cairo, Egypt. How would I have ever gotten to meet you before? This is just wonderful.
Exactly. Yeah, and one more point here, you said it's sometimes trying to find what you really are and what you really want. It is really like you need to be really courageous to
Mhm.
control your heart and then look, this is really me. This is what I can do to the world. Also, through my hard time or through this period in my life, it is so crucial to maintain positive thinking. And this is a never easy job. Like you are in the crisis, there is a lot going around your head, there is a lot going around your business and job, and then your brain and your thinking is flooded with a lot of negative emotions and negative think and negative ideas. You need to neutralize that. You need to alienate that. You
Yeah.
cannot give in to these negative thoughts.
Yeah. So I have a book. I'm going to see if I can get it here.
Yeah,
I,
love yourself.
I saw this in the store, and it's blank. All it is you put whatever you want in. I use it for my daily affirmations, things that I tell myself. That was a new concept for me too. What do you mean I got to tell myself good things? But think about it. How many times when we do something, especially if it doesn't go how we think, and we say awful things to ourselves that we would never say to anybody else. So we need to say good things to ourselves every day. Love yourself. Look
Exactly.
yourself in the mirror and say good things to you. If you can't do that, you need to work on it. And I used to always look in the mirror. When I was growing up, I would just have all kinds of shows and everything in the mirror. My family used to just get a kick out of watching watching me entertain myself. But this year, when I was on a mastermind, that was one of the things they said to do. I thought, okay, no problem. I'll look myself in the mirror and read this little thing. I couldn't do it. It took me almost 6 weeks to look myself in the mirror and say something nice. And I thought, wow,
Yeah,
that was an eye opener. Did I really have to go through that? What did I do to get to that point? It's like, yeah, I don't want to be there. I want to say nice things to me. So this says love yourself, and that's what I learned to do. Still learning to do. But we need to, because if we're so critical on ourselves, how are we going to be able to take the value that's inside of us and give to someone else? And we've all got that value. I've said it before. I say it in my talks that I give, is we have so much value in us that we can't ever give it away. And when you give value away to somebody else, the good that's in you, the things that you've learned, you get so much back. So you're never going to run out.
exactly. And also, let me give the praise to those people. Like I attended 2 sessions with Helen Dang and Fernando Rodriguez, and they are, they have their own techniques and amazing methods. What they are trying to do in their work is they just make you clear your path. Like this is your path, and imagine your path is totally clear out of all negativities, out of all obstacles, and then like your goal is the sun at the end of your way. That is what you need to look at. That is what you need to focus on. And then every day, yeah, you write that, you work towards that, you have small goals, short goals to achieve step by step, and then like by the end of the plan, you have achieved your goal despite all of these obstacles and all of these problems along the way. Like you have found, every time you hit a problem, you have found a way to go around, and then you could overcome that, and then you managed to reach your goal. If you manage to reach one goal, of course you can reach 100 goals.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
like, yeah, it's the balance you hold your brain in, the kind of ideas that drive your mind, your mentality, and your actions day by day. Everyone in their lives have these problems, but you need to tackle them in the positive way. Like a problem can happen, but then you need creative ideas. You need to think differently. You need, first of all, to appreciate yourself and respect yourself. Like I could handle all of that. I could survive all of that. I could come up with new ideas to overcome and live through all of these difficult times. Like I learn something new every day. I need to appreciate myself first of all before I appreciate everybody else in my life. You give myself, like, maintaining and monitoring your thinking process is crucial to your success and crucial to your continuity.
I saw a little clip, it was just a short one on YouTube, and I can't find it. I don't know where it's at, but it came at just the right time for me. And it was Steve Harvey talking about, don't think you can't conquer anything. Look over your life at all the things that you have already conquered, that you've already had challenges, obstacles that were there. You've already done it. You've done it again and again and again. So you can keep doing it because you've done it. You've proven it. So look at that. I mean, that's a huge win right there. You know, that's victorious because we've already done so many challenges that we've had to overcome. You know, the next one, that's just
Exactly.
another challenge. We'll get it. Well, I see our time is done. I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you taking the time. I know you've got a lot going on trying to get your business going and all the learning you're doing and stuff. I'm anxious to read the book when it comes out. I'm so excited for it. I've already gone over there and looked, and I thank you for writing your chapter. I thank you for being here and doing what you're doing. I really appreciate it.
It has been a great pleasure. Thank you so much for hosting me.
Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you next time. Be sure and roar out loud.
Thank you.